When it comes to being what many might consider an outcast, one of the most motivational things is the concept of breaking barriers. Being able to accomplish something in a world where everyone else tells you that you are going to fail. Being who you are in a world that wants you to change who you are is a tough thing to do. But it is an even bigger task to succeed in a world that wants to alter you into their image. Being different is something powerful, something that can cause being successful to feel so much better. This is what these 4 awesome men accomplished when they broke barriers on how society expected them to behave and look. So let's look at these 4, see who they are, and how they broke through the walls that society used to try to keep them from succeeding. James Charles. Sometimes, the only thing that keeps me going is knowing I can help inspire young kids to be themselves, that they're waiting for me to put out awesome content for them. James Charles is a YouTuber, a model, as well as a makeup artist. He started off as a hairstylist when he started to feel as if he could not be as creative as he wanted. As a result, he decided to try out the world of cosmetics. Because in this style, he was able to utilize the whole face as a canvas, as opposed to just hair. In fact, he has always been attracted to the world of art. Quote, "I'm a super creative person, and I've always loved drawing and painting since I was super young, but makeup was a new avenue for me. I used to draw portraits of celebrities, so I've always had a love for beautiful faces." He started to do so well on this front that he decided to make a YouTube channel about it in early December of 2015. Soon after he launched, he started to amass a following, partly due to him being a male beauty guru, as well as a fairly skilled makeup artist. This caused him to earn over 15 million subscribers on YouTube, over 5 million on Instagram, and over 1 million on Twitter. He is known for doing makeup tutorials, as well as makeup challenges with famous people like singer Zendaya. Quote, "At one of my best friend's hair appointments, she was late for her makeup appointment, so she asked me to do it," Charles told 17 magazine about when he started doing makeup. "I was like, okay girl, I'll do it. But if it looks awful, do not tag me that Instagram picture." And it ended up actually looking really, really great. So she ended up posting a picture, and she loved it, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, this looks so good." So I ordered a basic starter set online, and I started practicing on clients. Yet, his popularity did not surge until almost a year later, when he posted on Twitter that he brought his ring light to his high school prom in order to add highlights to his pictures. This went viral on the internet, and soon James started to receive messages from brands that wanted him to be a spokesperson or to sponsor their products. One of these brands was CoverGirl, who soon had James become the first male spokesperson for the brand. Just 1 month after he became the spokesperson, he starred in many of their commercials. And just a month later, he appeared on Ellen DeGeneres in order to discuss his experience being the first male CoverGirl model. Quote, "The fact that I am the first boy is so cool. It shows that this industry is actually becoming genderless, and we're finally making the push towards equal opportunities for everybody, regardless of race, sexuality, gender." One of his most viewed YouTube videos just happens to be the one where he did Kylie Jenner's makeup for Halloween. And in 2018, he was even a member of the Sister Squad along with the Dolan twins and Emma Chamberlain. The strangest secret to consider is that Charles is legally blind. He has to wear strong corrective lenses, often in the form of contacts, but he is extremely creative in spite of his disability. "My contacts are the same prescription as my regular glasses. After a long day of a shoot, however, my eyes do usually feel pretty dry, so it can be a pain sometimes. Oh well, I guess beauty truly is pain. While he tends to not get involved in politics often, his presence on social media has helped to inspire millions of people. He has helped young boys in particular to feel represented in the community and feel as if they are not alone. But there was a time when he talked about representation in the beauty industry. Quote, "Some of my favorite pages to follow are person of color artists, and the lack of representation is sad," he said. Skin color has absolutely no correlation to how talented someone can be with makeup, and it's frustrating to watch solely white people make it to the top. I seriously hope that in the future, the industry will continue to be more and more diverse. He came out of the closet as a gay man when he was 12 years old. He came out to his parents, who were incredibly supportive of him. In fact, so supportive that his father turned their basement into a room that he can use to practice hair and makeup. Quote, "They were so incredibly accepting," he said, not just about his parents, but others in his community. "I know it's definitely very challenging for a lot of different people, so I was very thankful to have a pretty easy situation. When it comes to relationships, there does not seem to be anyone specific that he is seeing. However, his friend, Grayson, as well as many other members of his life, have been incredibly supportive. This is a great thing in our society, as it shows how important it is to support people who have come out." Frank Ocean. As long as your intentions are solid and about growth and progression and being productive and not idle, then you're doing good in my book. Christopher Francis Ocean, also formerly as Frank Ocean, is a musician that is making strides in the industry. He started going to a studio to record music while he was still in high school, and worked odd jobs in order to pay for that studio time. While he planned on going to the University of New Orleans in 2005, Hurricane Katrina devastated the area. The recording studio was also flooded and damaged, which caused him to take more time off in order to focus on his music. Quote, "I grew up in New Orleans. I had just moved into my dorm at the University of New Orleans, and I was doing laundry. And my mom called me, like, 'We've got to evacuate. There's a hurricane coming.'" He moved to LA early on in his life in order to start a career in the music industry, which seemed to be one of his most lucrative moves. He only planned on staying there for a short while, but started to make contacts with famous people, which prompted him to stay longer. When he was first starting out, he ghost wrote tracks for various famous pop stars, such as Beyoncé's "I Miss You" track, as well as Justin Bieber's "Bigger." Later that year, Ocean started working on the hip-hop collective known as Odd Future with people such as Tyler, the Creator. Tyler was a big influence on Ocean and helped encourage him to write more music. He also met with producer Tricky Stewart, who worked with Ocean to become a solo artist with Def Jam. It was also at this time that he decided to change his last name from Brieux to Ocean, because he thought it would look better on magazines and newspapers. Even then, he was not very big on giving interviews, as he recently told to GQ. Quote, "With some pop stars, the idea of them is maybe more balanced or fully formed. A half dozen magazine covers, X amount of interviews, a daily influx of media. There's a way you want to be in the visual press, although you could potentially be misrepresented. When you're completely minimal with media, there's a lot of pressure on whatever one thing you're doing. The stakes are higher. Social media helps that, because you're fully in control and can message that how you want." However, it was not too long after that when he started to make a name for himself in the industry. It was in 2011 when he released his first mixtape of his own music, which he titled Nostalgia Ultra. This received tons of good reviews from Rolling Stone and NPR, among other publications. Jay-Z and Kanye West were also highly impressed with his work, and was able to provide vocals for the album Watch the Throne. Just 1 year later, he released another, titled Channel Orange, which also got raving reviews from both fans and critics alike. In fact, once it was released, It jumped to number 1 on the top albums chart on iTunes. Later on, in 2016, he released Endless and Blonde. These two were bumped to the top of the charts in both the US as well as the UK. When it comes to his activism, he likes to take a far more practical approach. For instance, during the 2018 midterm elections, he offered to give out free merchandise to people who could prove that they voted. This helped with getting many people involved in the political process and to get their voices heard. Quote, "The stakes feel higher now," Ocean said of the modern political climate. "I was excited about the idea of incentivizing people to vote and to get excited about midterms, because people aren't usually excited about voting at midterms." Quote, "Getting 7,000 or 8,000 people who might not have otherwise voted to participate like that is a testament to what public figures can do or encourage with their voice. It feels responsible, especially at this time. Maybe also at many times prior, but it feels less like responsibility and more like a great opportunity that I had and still have." He also had a bit to say about the 2016 Orlando nightclub shooting, which killed 49 people. He wrote an essay talking about his own experiences with biphobia, including an experience regarding his father when he was just 6 years old. As a result of him mentioning this, his father sued him for almost $15 million. However, this was dropped when the judge could not find any evidence that he had been defamed in any way. Ocean did not come out of the closet until 2012, when he posted on his website about his feelings for both men and women. However, despite this, he does not seek to label his feelings. "The night I posted it, I cried like a fucking baby. It was like all the frequency just clicked to a change in my head. All the receptors were now receiving a different signal. And I was happy. There's just some magic in truth and honesty and openness." In the same interview, however, he took pains to disavow any fixed sexuality. Quote, "As a writer, as a creator, I'm giving you my experiences, but just take what I give you. You ain't got to pry beyond that." There was also a short poem he made in Boys Don't Cry called Boyfriend, in which he states, "I could say that I'm happy they let me and my boyfriend become married. I could say that I'm happy, but cross my heart, I didn't notice." He is doing a great job in being an LGBT man in the hip-hop industry. This is great, as this industry is not well known for being kind to the LGBT. But hopefully, with breakthrough LGBT artists like Ocean, the industry will shift away from its more homophobic past and onto a more brighter future. Colton Haynes. Be weird. Be yourself, because at the end of the day, that's honestly all that matters. Let people see the real, imperfect, flawed, quirky, weird, beautiful, and magical person that you are. Colton Haynes is an actor, a singer, as well as a model. His most notable role to date would be his portrayal of Jackson Whitmore on Teen Wolf. He was also Roy Harper in the superhero series Arrow. Both of these shows have earned him a reputation for being a great actor, as well as a badass masculine guy in every role he plays. I grew up in a small town in Kansas, so I love meeting the fans. Those are the people who spend time out of their day to watch the things that I've done. And I've gotten to do some great supernatural stuff. Teen Wolf and the Gates before that, so it's nice when I get to go to Comic-Con every year. He started off as a model at the age of 15 and started working with a lot of famous brands, such as JCPenney and Ralph Lauren. In 2007, he debuted in the popular TV series CSI Miami. From there, he started appearing in a variety of different TV series, including The Gates, Privileged, Melrose Place, and Always and Forever, to name a few. His film career started to rise in 2015 when he appeared in San Andreas, Simon vs. the Homo sapiens Agenda, as well as the world-famous horror series American Horror Story. In high school, he won the tennis Gatorade Player of the Year and was even nominated to be prom king. And although he was once the Red Robin Bird mascot as a part-time job in his early years, he soon was able to break out and get into modeling. He started modeling for Abercrombie & Fitch. Quote, "It was kind of unexpected to wake up one day and realize that the things that you've worked so hard to accomplish, you've accomplished in so little an amount of time." Although he left modeling for a bit, he got back into the game in 2014, participating in the Abercrombie & Fitch Making of a Star campaign. In 2015, he started to receive tons of opportunities for other films and shows. Although one of his most popular accolades comes from Arrow, which is one of his most popular shows he has been in of all time. His activism is very open, and he does not filter himself when something bad happens. For instance, after he came out as gay, he started to lose job opportunities. This annoyed him, which caused him to go to Twitter to rage about it. Quote, "Hollywood is so fucked up," said Haynes. "So much of the focus is on your personal life and has nothing to do with the talent you have to bring to the table." He has also talked openly about what it was like to be in the closet and how the entertainment industry reacted to the knowledge of him being gay. "I've been told by so many people that you cannot be out and have a career. Literally, people would set me up with girls for press. I was told by my first manager, like 10 years ago, 'You will never work in this town if people know.'" His coming out was in itself an extremely emotional time for him as well. He suffers from anxiety and did not want to come out of the closet due to fears that he would be dropped as an actor by many companies. Despite this, he finally came out the closet in 2016 in an interview that he had with Entertainment Weekly. "I never made a decision to be gay. That came just as naturally as the color of my eyes. But however, it's up to me to be honest and open with everyone. And that's why I'm here tonight, and that's why tonight is so special to me. I'm asked to play so many different roles as an actor, but tonight, I can actually be myself for the first time. It feels incredible." Due to coming out, he was nominated for Out magazine's Out 100. This was due to his professional work, as well as his coming out. "I feel really bad that I had to lie for so long. But I was told that was the only way I was going to be successful. When you're young in this industry, people take advantage of you, and they literally tell you that your dreams are going to come true," said Haynes. "If you believe that, you'll do anything, and you do believe it, especially if you're from Kansas." Soon after he came out, he fell in love with a florist by the name of Jeff Latham. They were dating for a while before Haynes finally announced that they were engaged in March of 2017. However, this love would not last long, as by the end of 2018, they were filing for divorce. This divorce is currently at a bit of a standstill. Nobody has finalized anything, and aren't even liking each other's pictures on social media. Colton shows people that being a gay man does not have to signify feminine norms. He shows that you can be a masculine action star while still being LGBT, breaking the barriers that many people place on you simply for being out as a gay guy. Shaun Ross. "When I was approached to do modeling, I had never thought I could be a model before. In my eyes, or rather the way society painted for me, I was completely wrong, unacceptable, and certainly not beautiful. After becoming a model and being accepted slowly, very slowly, I saw a shift, which in turn inspired me. I felt I had a duty, that I needed to do something, that I could make a difference. I completely changed my perspective." Shaun Ross is a strong and empowering man in a variety of ways. One of the most notable is the fact that he is the first internationally acclaimed male fashion model who has albinism, a condition where the skin and hair lack pigmentation, causing them to look white. He has been the face for many major fashion magazines and even been on the catwalk for many runway shows. Quote, "I remember growing up as a kid who always felt some type of way about my appearance, but it never mattered to me how others saw me. I continued to walk with my head held up high. Later that day, my mom spoke to me and said, 'Every child is built with knowledge. You need to know that you are beautiful and rise above stupidity.' It is because of her that I never forget that I am beautiful and I too can change the world." He showed up in 2009 on the Tyra Banks show with another albino model, Deandra Forrest, to share their experiences. Later in 2009, he got a role on a small short film by Johan Lemoyne. After this small victory, he also worked with various other directors, such as Ella Manor, Julian Seri, and Jessica Yatrovsky, among others. When it comes to his activism, Shaun is fierce. For instance, he started a movement called In My Skin, I Win, which helps individuals to accept themselves for who they are. This is a great move to help people feel more comfortable with their bodies, regardless of blemishes and imperfections. He also created a new capsule collection which contained t-shirts and more, which helped to acknowledge all types of skin colors. These shirts, which came in brown, peach, and white, showed close-ups of many people, including models that had vitiligo, albinism, stretch marks, freckles, and more. The models included his own friends, as well as other people who responded to a casting call. He is also not afraid to talk about how he was treated by not fitting into the idea of masculinity. Quote, "Agents and people like her used to tell me that I should go to castings with a white shirt, jeans, and a skateboard, but I never did that. I don't skateboard, and I'm not going to carry one around to prove that I'm a guy. I'm not going to do push-ups and try to look like every other male model. That's not who I am. So, I certainly didn't look like some dude with a skateboard, and I wasn't typically masculine enough to meet some people's idea of what it means to be a male model. But they were wrong. I've nailed it, appearing everywhere from Vogue to W to ID. Not to mention being the global face of Kenneth Cole and Axe. Hell, I was even the male lover in Lana Del Rey's Tropico. And I was able to do it because I'm different, not in spite of it." His main forms of activism have to do with destigmatizing being different. Many people have things like rosacea, albinism, and even acne that many people use as a way to mock, ridicule, or even bully people. Shaun is fighting to allow these to be accepted, as it is okay to be different. Due to his skills, look, and activism, he has appeared in many ads for companies, including Axe Daily Fragrance and many others. This new campaign by Axe launched all over Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. Quote, "I'm very excited to partner with Axe. We want to encourage guys to experiment and push the boundaries of attraction so that they can be their hottest selves and get the girl, or the boy, and of course, the very best out of life." Sadly, his life as someone with albinism has not always been as powerful as it is today. Growing up in the Bronx, he was called all sorts of names. In fact, the teasing and hate reached a level where another kid stabbed him over and over again with a pen, simply due to the fact that he looks different. Quote, "I was always the outcast, but a confident outcast. I just had to accept it. I'm going to be me. Either you're going to accept it or you're not." With his fierceness as someone who flaunts their albinism, he has also never been afraid to be open about his sexuality. He is gay and has been close to his boyfriend, Devin Harrison, since 2015. They are an adorable couple and are not afraid to post their lovey-doveyness all over their social media. Shaun shows us that it is not only okay to be different, but that we are beautiful because of it. We are all unique, and we need to be able to succeed because of that. Each one of these 4 awesome men is different in their own way. They shove society's expectations out of the door and create their own path. despite people telling them over and over again that there is no way that they are going to make it. Well, they made it. It can be hard to break barriers and be successful in a field where everyone tells you that you are going to fail based on who you are or what you look like. Being open about your sexuality should never be a wall in the way of you succeeding, and as time goes on, more and more people will come to accept gay people in modeling, film, and more.